What's up, everyone? Welcome. How is everyone doing? How has been your week so far? Welcome to another live stream. Again, it's Saturday. We are going to take a look at what happened last week and the predictions for the crazy week that we're going to have ahead. It's going to be with basically the last important trading week of the year, and it's going to be quite busy. Right, we're going to have inflation report, CPI in the US. We are going to have FOMC meeting, ECB, Bank of England, I think even maybe the Swiss National Bank as well. So it's going to be full on, as you can see in here, especially on Thursday. It starts from Tuesday with the CPI. One second. Starts on Tuesday, and then you're going to have the FOMC, then you're going to have Swiss National Bank, Bank of England, Eurozone, and then to conclude, we're going to have even manufacturing services PMI on Friday. Move on. So it's going to be, it's going to be quite busy, quite volatile. Expect a crazy last important week of the year. In here, last week you had the labor market, like again, NFP and the unemployment rate in the US being at 3.7 from 3.9 to 3.7. It was better than expected, the numbers. However, the job openings that actually went to below 9 million. If not, it was the first time. It was one of the. It's been a while. Maybe it was below the 9 million. Where is it? Is it? So I cannot see it. Yeah, 1 second. Yeah, it was in here. Then you had two numbers higher than pushing the job openings to above 9 million, and now back to 8.7. Right. So again, it shows that there are less opportunities for new jobs being created in the US, which again, the ratio was still quite high. Okay, so basically the ratio was for a while, I don't know if it was 1.5, 1.6, something like that, which means that for any unemployed person, there was 1.5 jobs available for that person to try to rejoin the labor market, of course. And the type of jobs that are available may not be the same that person may have just lost. So there is that factor to take into consideration. However, the ratio is starting to get smaller in there, which is as expected. Nevertheless, labor market still quite tight, quite strong, which we have seen as a positive. Right, the market is reacting to it kind of as a positive. Around the indices, which corrected a little bit, now finished quite strong, and DAX creating new all-time highs as well. The dollar correcting a little bit, that was a bit of expected. The same on the euro, moving to the downside, the dollar moving to the upside. Gold, which completely opened last Monday, breaking the highs, getting to 2,100 and something, 140 or something like that, and correcting straight away after that. That was kind of a good liquidity grab for the triple top that we had on the left side, but that may be eventually just a continuation to push higher. We'll see what's going to happen on gold in there. So that's a little bit of what we have. Crypto just continues. Bitcoin reached the 40, where is it at this point, 43, 44, which was basically the next level that we were looking for as well. After price takes this level, took this high in here, which again never really broke any low, so we're still concerned about seeing a move to downside. We needed to see some of these lows being broken if price was about to correct from here. Never happened, and all of a sudden all of this was compressed, so there is no surprise that price will just move quickly all the way through, getting into this next zone in here, close to 44, 45 mark. Okay, so that's a little bit of a level to pay attention to, and then price may go even slightly higher in here. Yeah, which can be quite interesting on BTC. Continuation again, Ethereum finally fall and broke those highs from the summer and just moved upwards, which was something that also we mentioned, that Ethereum was lagging comparing with Bitcoin. So that opportunity happened as well during this week. Okay, so we finally broke above this structure, and they're looking for price to get a little bit closer more to this zone, and so that happened as well. Solana also, we mentioned that there was not really much in here to stop price, and they're looking for price maybe to go closer to that 80 mark, which is getting closer as well in there. And then the N pairs, right? The N pairs was one of the biggest moves of the week. Again, a lot going on with the Bank of Japan, with the monetary policy that they are taking, of any changes that may happen, with the governor speaking in a conference. So we'll see what's going to happen in there as well. But yes, big move. Again, it was anticipated what we looked at, in particular also looking at the yen index as an example. Like, everything was compressed. It was about time when price would have actually turned, and the break of this high, as we mentioned, was a great opportunity to look for an indication that price was about to go higher. And aside from that, everything in here, it looked like compressed all the way through, and price now basically spiked all the way towards this level in here. Yeah, so looking at euro yen, pound yen, something like that, because kind of similar as well of the levels that we were looking at. So yes, let's get started with the dollar index as always. Okay, so we look at FX, we look at the indices, we look at then individual currency pairs. Commodities is mostly gold and oil, and you finish with a little bit of crypto as well, mostly Bitcoin, Ethereum, and Solana. Feel free to recommend any asset for us to take a look into it. Basically, this session, this live stream is an opportunity for us to look for opportunities together, key levels that we may anticipate that price may react from, or provide some opportunities in which direction we are looking for price to move towards to next week, or who knows, until the end of the year, even though it's going to be such a busy week next week that any projections, any predictions that we're making right now, of course, they all need to be updated on a daily basis as FOMC, as CPI is happening, then FOMC, then ECB, then like we'll see where we're going to be by the end of Thursday, after all the central bankers meetings. All right, still enjoying my morning coffee, and all right, so let's get started in here. Okay, dollar index. Okay, so last week, where were we last week? Yeah, we had created this wall. Right? And the wall had reacted a little bit from that structure, a structure that we actually were looking for when price was moving to the downside. Like for 2 or 3 weeks ago, we were looking for key levels that we were anticipating the dollar index to potentially react from and turn. And again, below this walls was one of those. We had that zone in there in alignment, and we actually investigated in the lower time frame that there was already a touched on the way up from this exact line, and the demand zone underneath that was still fresh, and that's basically where price ended up reacting from. Okay, so that's basically that rectangle, that's basically where this low reacted from in there. Aside from that, we started to notice a little bit of a compression in here. Okay, price starting to slow down. We also noticed, I think we did that last time, which was basically to get the Fibonacci in here, and there you go, right? It's around the 61.8. Okay, so it's again, for anyone that likes to trade Fibonacci, that will be a key level as well to pay attention for any kind of retracement reaction in here on the dollar index. So that's basically what happened, and then a little bit of PI as price was moving away from here, kind of turning. So yeah, meanwhile, we finally managed to break that high and then kind of continuation. Okay, and now what would be a good destination for the dollar? We're always looking for price to fill this range, and that's basically something that we talked about last week, if not mistaken. Okay, just for price to actually fill this range in here and actually go maybe closer to the next zone in there, at least taking this double top in here, which kind of took a little bit and then kind of retraced, but now since that already happened, just curious to see how price may react from here. But this is already a accumulation of highs in here, which eventually could end up actually taking those highs, getting closer to the next level, and maybe turning, or price getting a little bit more closer to this zone in here. Okay, which could be also a possibility. So first and foremost, to fill this range in here, expecting the dollar index to get really close to the extreme in here, and you'll see then if we're going to take that level or not. Okay, meanwhile, price did respect it nicely this zone in here. Yep, moving upwards with the FOMC yesterday, not FOMC, with NFP yesterday, a little bit of a spike up and down, and yeah, expectation is still to continue to look for price to get a little bit higher in here. Now there were a few levels in here that are starting to be left behind. Okay, so this one basically was taken by that one, but now we do have this one in here above it, which is something that we mentioned, but price never really end up going and reacting from there. So basically we have to actually as we speak, like as we actually are talking, we can see that basically this wall may have taken actually the orders from here, and which takes us into the next level, and now this level actually has been already taken by the other one, which again makes it a bit weaker altogether in here. So in reality, what I was about to say is no longer actually quite valid. Maybe this level of the extreme in here is still valid, but the extreme from that level has been taken in here, which is basically also the base of this level, and then the base of this level is already taken in there with the KM zone in here, which was respected in there, and yeah, and since then price has been moving upwards quite nicely in here. In reality, this was actually taken, so it's something to bear in mind in here. Perfect. So yeah, by any chance, if it wants to go down, maybe there's a little bit of something in there, but for now I think I would prefer to see this dollar index to actually go higher first in here. So that's a little bit of what we have, and then question mark is if price just continues to go slightly higher, maybe can use now this structure as a support and continue to push higher, and eventually navigate even more to the upside, which then takes us a little bit more closer to this level in here on the dollar. All right, what else? Yeah, let's take a look at the indices, and the indices that just continue to move higher. Okay, so again we had we had this structure on the S&P. Price continues to respect it, start to range a little bit. Okay, it's starting to slow down. I think we have been mentioning a little bit something like that of price starting to slow down, and the S&P, which hadn't broken this high before the summer high, it broke it now. Okay, so that was broken just yesterday, which was again something that NASDAQ had already done before, right? So if you actually take a look into it, it looks like NASDAQ and Bitcoin were leading, and S&P and Ethereum kind of were lagging a little bit. And now they finally Ethereum and the S&P in this case finally broke important key levels of structure, which start to take some a little bit more to the upside. And as I mentioned, I'm even looking for price to end up taking this high as well in here, into the next zone, which may be the other zone a little bit higher at around 4,600 and something. Okay. Again, prices with trees slowing down. Again, pay attention anytime we take a major high. We may fake out, of course. We may move to the downside. We may actually try to see if there is any relevant demand zone that actually was left behind, or kind of any zone below these lows that price could eventually go down, fake out these lows, use that level, and continue to push price to the upside. That's a typical move that also tends to occur as a continuation setup. So let's see now, right? So again, using the support of these lows without really any proper break to downside, it should have kept us thinking about bullish, or at least concerned about any relevant shorts in here. So that's how it's reacting with the news from last week with the NFP, and being strong and pushing even higher. So that would be the level. So nothing really has changed in here. Again, you can maybe investigate within this high if there's anything in there relevant for price to push price down, or should we go all the way, take that high into the next level, which may be somewhere in here and then a little bit higher, and from there we may have a move lower to occur in here. Okay, so that's something to bear in mind on the S&P in here. Okay, price reacted from there already, as price already reacted from the extreme in here. Yeah, got really close to that zone. You can see that this is the decision point of breaking that one, so that's 620 where price reacted from, created the demand zone in alignment with all these left shoulders, moved to the upside as well, and that's basically a little bit of what we have in here. All right, so looking at NASDAQ. Okay, NASDAQ, it's a bit different. NASDAQ is a bit different right now. Hey, good morning, Amba traders. How are you, man? My voice is a bit off, to be honest. Maybe you can recognize by listening to me. Aside from that, it's all good. It's all good, man. Yeah. So, how was your week? What did you try this week? NASDAQ. I was saying, like, NASDAQ is slightly different. NASDAQ actually managed to break a low, an important low, to be honest. This one, even the other one. So that may be an interesting piece of information that we can get from this week's move on NASDAQ, okay? Is that price actually managed to break slightly this structure, and which may have opened the space for price to start turning a little bit. Now, where price is reacting from on the left side is okay level, but there's maybe a possibility to go slightly higher. With that being said, that means that if price by any chance still managed or still wants to go and fake out this high, it can and eventually maybe turn from there. Now we are at this sensitive zone of reaching all-time highs, which is always a challenge. Okay, all-time highs, price can literally just break completely through these highs and then turn, right? Because we don't really have anything else on the left side above this highs, so we don't really know maybe where price may want to go and react from, which makes it always a little bit tricky in here. So that's a little bit of the concern, but this is an interesting break of a low to pay attention to, which can start to initiate a potential reversal in here on NASDAQ. Okay, again, this level was kind of still fresh. I think that's a zone that we talked about last week, but then we are looking for price to eventually go slightly higher, and now I'm curious to see how price may react from these highs in here. Okay, so is there going to be anything in there that's going to be relevant for price to react from, or are we going to just move straight away to the upside after that? Now we did manage to fake out this level, but we react straight away almost from this left shoulder, so that makes it always a little bit more bullish. That's actually a good tip, okay, to anticipate if we should expect a new break of a high or not, is if after we kind of take the whatever low on the left side, if price before continues to go higher actually retests that exactly line in the previous low, there is a high probability that actually these highs are going to be faked out, and maybe only after that price may follow whatever engulf it happened in there. Okay, just in terms of sequence, that's something that I've realized and something that you can test as well. So yeah, just in terms of probabilities to understand if we should actually expect price from here to just break to after we took this low, or should we anticipate a new maybe high before finally price moving down. So that's just something to bear in mind. After that, we did react from the demand zone, basically reacting a little bit from a lot of levels in there. Of course, we can try again, as I mentioned, we can try to look a bit left. So price is reacting from here, and there's maybe something a little bit higher that price could go to, or even the extreme in there, something that price could eventually also react from in there. But yes, the break of this low, it may have opened slightly the door to go into eventually the next level, but now we can just be aware of it and start following how price may react from around these levels in here. To scalp Aussie and pound yen, like Jesus, the yen pairs were on fire this week, man. It's crazy. Yeah, new all-time highs, right? Yeah, there's that high probability of happening. I think everyone is too enthusiastic, and maybe after that you may turn. It may be just a similar scenario with 2001 to 2008 until price finally moved. Which one was it? Where was it? Right, for example, in 2000, this is 2001, like we had this big bearish market, we recovered, and then we literally just created the new all-time highs in here, and we just crashed completely after that. Like, we'll see if we're not going to have a similar move in the market to this setup, which we actually are going to end up creating a new all-time highs, and after that we may turn. Okay, again, we still need to look for this type of PA in there. Okay, these guys actually reacted kind of from a double top, and after that picked out and turned. It's a beautiful piece of price action, to be honest, especially after the break of this, then confirms in there, and you can look for your shorts. So that's something to bear in mind, and we'll see if this is not something that may happen in here. Right, I'm not really sure if, again, the economy still doesn't look that strong. There's still a lot of issues to be aware of. At this point, the market is anticipating that the Fed's going to start reducing the rates in May. I think in May is the first one, and then kind of straight away the next meeting already another cut. So let's see if that's not too early. Curious to see, of course, what the Fed's going to say on Wednesday in regards to everything that is going on in here. But yes, for example, DAX literally broke through and created new all-time highs once again in here. So yes, NASDAQ, just curious to see how it may react from there. Again, Dow is leading the way as well. Now it's approaching kind of one of the last zones, which then takes us into the last of the last zones at the highs. Yeah, it reacted okay from kind of this structure in here. Yeah, that's basically kind of where it reacted from, considering these highs in here, that structure. So it's a beautiful reaction. Everything in here started to be compressed, so that's exactly where the compression ended. So good reaction, and then kind of good reaction also from that level in here. And meanwhile, it has been just moving to the upside, and you may also eventually take all of this, right? There's no weakness at this point. A little bit of a range. Again, no lows being taken just yet in here. So yeah, just cautious with that in here. And the DAX, what can you say, right? Just continues to move to the upside. There was no break. Again, this was a range in here, a structure that you're looking to see if price would break it or not. It just continued to trade above it, and eventually created a bit more of this structure, which again needed to be broken to the downside. It was not broken, and price just continued to go higher and higher and higher. And who knows now what's next in here. Yep, who knows. Yeah, it just keeps on going and going and going and going. So not really much to talk about these guys, because there's nothing on the left, so there's not really much to say it. Euro index, really nice move. Again, this was something that we were looking for as well. After kind of price broke into this level, especially with this low and trend line and everything in between, it's reacting from a really good level on the left side. Okay, the extreme in here, again, there's still maybe one zone just slightly above it, but this level was quite good as well. We had already kind of a few highs to fake out, and literally that's exactly one of the patterns that you want to identify to reverse. Okay, exactly what happened in here, and all of a sudden we can have a massive trading opportunity to look for in here with a break. Not again, if you like to follow trend lines, that was a good clue. If you are more an horizontal guy that likes to look for support of resistance or lows to be taken, it also happened, and then another one, and then another one, and meanwhile everything is compressed as we kind of talked about it, and we are looking for price to get into the next level, which was basically the other edge of this initial move in here. And that's exactly kind of what's going on in here. Yeah, this was a nice potential zone to look for a target, and price is approaching now this level in here. So again, beautifully, if you do identify that, it's a beautiful type of a setup. Again, it's quite similar to the yen pairs, euro yen, for example, pound yen as well. It's quite similar to that, to this type of a move in here. It may take a little bit of time until price makes all this move upwards, but then again, price moves in cycles, especially FX, and eventually price will drop. I just need to be aware of it. And then the yen pairs index in this case, yeah, more of the same, right? So already talked about it. We had identified that break of a high, price reacted from the lows in the year, and it just continues to go higher after that. Like really massive, aggressive move. Yeah, now it's basically, is price going to retest some of the structure before continuing to go higher? Is going to create a little bit of a structure here and push higher, or what's going to happen? Like what's going to happen right now in here? And that's going to be interesting to follow. Yeah, next structure there. If you do maybe break below one of these zones, especially this level, if you kind of break below this level, it may open the door a little bit more to go to the downside in here. Again, pay attention to this previous level support resistance also on the left side. So yeah, that's a little bit of what we have in here. This guy is also moving all the way to the other extreme. Yep, reacting from this demand zone. Also in alignment with that one, turning a little bit, and yeah, and VIX just continues to move forward, which is curious to see how price may react from there. All right, so moving along, let's take a look at these individual currency pairs, starting with euro dollar. Okay, so nothing really much to mention in here. Okay, so initially price was reacting from this low, but this low kind of was a bit weak, and price would eventually just continue to move lower. Again, the reaction from this level was quite good. We talked about it as well. Bear in mind that perhaps this level in here is already a great break of a low in here. Okay, and yeah, so basically in here there's a possibility that, especially if price starts breaking below this structure in there, that maybe this could be a continuation of a massive short on the euro dollar. Okay, the reaction from here is not bad. It's kind of a little bit of a good structure that we had in here. This was literally also one of the last demand zones that created all this impulse move to the upside, and it's kind of exactly a good level that you want to look for price then to react from in there as well. So it is a good level that could continue to push price lower, since actually I can see these lows in here as basically breaking all this structure and eventually targeting more of this level in here, taking us into that zone. Now it doesn't mean that price will just move in a straight line and breaking everything. Curious to see how price, of course, may react from here, and then we may have a little bit of structure in there. Meanwhile, all of this in here is already a lot of lows in accumulation, which couldn't be a surprise, or wouldn't be a surprise if we just actually break everything in there and start aiming to go more towards this low in here. Okay, so I wouldn't actually be surprised if that's about to happen. Now, where this actually low reacted from in here, okay, reacted from this structure, it's not a bad level to expect a reaction from, but to actually expect maybe a continuation, that may be too much. Okay, that's more of a mid-range zone for price to react from, and then maybe continue a opposite to actually completely beat like this. Okay, so this is a good level to correct, and this looks like kind of a good zone actually to potentially just continue to push euro dollar to the downside, which may take dollar index to the upside. Now, what do we have in here, right? So we had that initial structure at the highs, okay, and that one is already been taken basically for all this, but we do have kind of a next one in here that price can still potentially go and react from. Then of course there is the extreme of the extreme in there, okay, but this level in here may still be fresh, which means that by any chance if price does still goes and moves higher, we may have a little bit of accumulation, a kind of compression in between these levels in here. Okay, and eventually we may go again, maybe if we do turn above that, there's maybe that potential to go higher towards somewhere in here, which takes us above this level, or actually above that zone in there. Let's be precise, and actually let's use the last one, which is this one. This is actually where the gap is created, is actually in here. Okay, yeah, even 5 minutes, which takes us actually into this level. Why I don't have data? Okay, I don't know. Yeah, so that's a little bit of what the euro dollar it can do. Okay, if by any chance there is a retracing here, a retracement, yeah, there's maybe still this level that is still fresh, but we could see the price maybe filling out this and getting to the extreme and then dropping. Of course, depends also where actually this low may react from. Now, this low reacted from this demand zone in here at this point with an NFP yesterday, but there's maybe the continuation to look for. And if this low, whatever this low is going to be reacting from, if it's not a relevant level, if it actually maybe breaks this low, goes higher, and there's the deep retracement, then maybe something like this could happen. Okay, so again, this is a potential opportunity on the euro. If we turn, then again, there's still a chance for price to move down on the retest to this level. That's basically what I want to say. And so let's see how price may continue now from here. Let's see, yes, bigger picture. Bear in mind that indeed maybe all this is compressed or seen as compression. The price may still wants to go to the next level, which is towards there. So that's euro dollar. In here, pound dollar. Okay, so pound reacted from that level. And not the biggest fan, to be honest, of this level on the pound, but he did manage to survive. And then we had that break of a low that we saw as well. Okay, there was that small break of a low in here, and meanwhile price just continued to move forward. But that was already kind of one of the first indications that price may wanted to go down. Everything in here has been compressed, and then basically that one has been taken already as well. And they're looking for price to go slightly lower. Now price has been compressing on the way down. Okay, it's not just a strong move down, it's something like this. So that's the way price has been moving. Something in there can still be used. So we'll see if it's not just some kind of correction here to push price slightly higher in here. Opposite to the euro, pound kind of reacted from a good level. I prefer much more where this pound dollar reacted from, opposite to where actually the euro reacted from. Okay, I'm talking about maybe the same way in there. So yeah, it's a bit more stronger. Again, can still eventually continue to move down 100%. It's a bit more stronger in there. So yes, again, this may still be the high that we are looking at in this case, and price we'll see if it challenges a little bit more, or it turns in here. I would like actually to see, to be honest, maybe pound going a bit higher in here. So yeah, we'll see. Most likely beginning of the week, because they're going to have CPI and FOMC. So Tuesday, Wednesday, they may move on the same direction, but then on Thursday with the Bank of England and then ECB, the pound and the euro may start moving in different directions. Okay, so just something to bear in mind in here. We can take a look also at euro pound. So euro pound was something that we were looking for. Okay, and in particular kind of for price to get closer to this level. We made a prediction last week. Again, we kind of looked for a little bit of accumulation, kind of a pause, which is happening. Maybe eventually that final spike down can occur to take liquidity from below these lows, for price to get maybe into a little bit more in here, or even to the extreme of the extreme, and then start pushing maybe higher again, or at least to close this gap in here towards this next level of support resistance. Okay, so this is basically kind of what we have. There's a range in here, which I'm expecting eventually price to fake out one more time. Again, price may go first in here and then kind of move down. That changes a little bit the trading opportunity, but we will see. All right, next a look at the Aussie. Okay, so Aussie, so we're looking for that continuation to the upside, and now kind of paused in here. About trades, you mentioned that you traded Aussie. Was it to the downside? What move did you catch on the Aussie? It closed the gap a little bit in here. Is this the final destination on this move, or eventually going to look for the Aussie to get closer to that zone? Maybe, but it could be maybe a correction first before trying to look for the move upwards. Again, we had this level price which reacted from the extreme in here at this point. This was kind of a nice turn that occurred around with yeah, the day after we had the interest rate, which was kind of remained the same. Yeah, but this was a nice one. Price broke those first, it turned, then kind of it moved to the opposite side. It's a nice reversal pattern in there, which may still open the door to a potential sell opportunity somewhere in here. So he scalped it to the upside. That's nice. Yep, that's nice. Was it after this low being created, or it was kind of before? Because of course we're talking about scalping. Even from here to here, there's maybe a scalping opportunity there. Yeah, right. So yeah, you got to move to the upside. That's nice. That's really good. Yeah, that's basically already taken in there. So yes, there's maybe something still at the highs in here that could be used in case price goes higher. I would prefer maybe to see this load being taken properly, and then maybe a little bit more like this. Again, it's a bit more in the middle. It's not exactly my favorite. There's still the chance that maybe it could go there. I'm talking about more higher time frame. Intraday, for example, you can definitely have a little bit of a correction here, something like this, and whatever. You can maybe have a target in the middle, somewhere in there, to look for. In here, EURUSD kind of continues a bit more of the same, looking for price eventually to take these lows, also, which can actually maybe go even a bit lower in here. Yeah, that level is still kind of left behind, so we'll see what's going to happen in here, and if there's going to be any kind of momentum to be created, which could take Aussie dollar to the upside in that moment. Yeah, we'll see. And then the end pairs, like what can you say about this? Like this was expected. Again, we talked about all this approach to the upside. That was even before price was trading at that 150 mark. And then meanwhile, respected perfectly that double top. Start turning, which will be breaking trend line as well. Kind of a start turning in here. Again, another confirmation, we do with wet break. And then the continuation. Like, so there's no surprise actually, like kind of this type of a move. There's maybe some kind of trend line to be drawn in here. I'm pretty sure what kind of trend line you want to draw in here. There was maybe some. Yep, there you go. There's maybe this upper trend line in here at which the price just broke. As a confirmation when price created that big spike to downside. Yeah, to be honest, if you are still waiting for this trend line to be broken, to decide that this is kind of bearish, just a bit late to the party. Yes, this is a nice move. Again, full compression, and we are going to go all the way through, and eventually, again, reacted from here, but expecting maybe price to go, or could have gone even a little bit lower in here. And now this is a question mark, like, is price going to fill all this range, or going slightly higher? There's maybe still something in here at the extreme. We do have that level. Again, maybe retest this trend line could happen. Maybe even fake out this level, get into this level in here. Could also be a potential possibility. We'll see what kind of move dollar yen is going to make from here. It could maybe react a little bit first this level, make it look like it's bearish, and then finally fake out this and get into here to continue. So that would be a way maybe to create a little bit of liquidity in case price actually wants to continue to move lower. So that would be definitely a possibility in here on the dollar yen in here. So yeah, let's see what's going to happen in here, to be honest. But a lot of the move has been literally done to the downside. So again, we've been bearish more closer to the highs. Now it's about letting price do its own thing until you may find new opportunities to short again. Is the target okay? Is this kind of a valid level to expect? On the weekly time frame, it actually kind of reacted interestingly from that zone. Monthly time frame, yeah, not sure about it. Personally, it doesn't really look any. Again, this is the beginning of this move down, so that's an interesting zone because we broke into a new structure in there, and then kind of eventually That becomes an interesting zone to expect a reaction from. Yeah, you could go lower. So we'll see. We'll see in there. Euro yen field ranged. Okay, so that was the range that we're looking for. Again, another break, retest, and the continuation. Like there was not exactly many retracements in here. It was literally just momentum to the downside, and now it's reacting from there, right? So basically this level was left behind. This level never really reacted closer to that level, which makes it a good target, a level to look for a potential reaction from. And that's basically what it happened. Now, is this the final zone? Is price ready to move to the upside? Maybe not. Maybe price actually is ready to continue to move lower and maybe getting a bit more closer into this next range in here. Now, that doesn't matter that price may not go, maybe retest first somewhere in here before moving lower. Of course, you can try to see where were the previous maybe levels of the month or key levels in here that were still fresh. Doesn't really seem any, maybe somewhere in there, or then takes us into this structure altogether in here. Of course, we do have this high that needs to be broken first and foremost, otherwise price may just continue to move lower. Yeah, that's just something to bear in mind in here on the euro yen. Again, the target that we're looking for, this move to downside, that's done. Now it's time to reassess, to see what kind of opportunities next are going to occur, and maybe there's even more potential shorts in here. But yes, target reached in here. Yep, definitely. Yeah. Thank you, Ambo. Yeah, there's actually something new that I've been working on. So I'm actually creating my own group now. So yeah, drop me a message if there's something that you'll be part of. You have been around for a few times, so that's maybe something that we could do together. Let me know. Been working on the back end for that. So yeah, it's mostly be ready by the end of December, beginning of January. But I could add you maybe already. So yeah, send me a message, and I could add you into it. All right. Yeah, but have a good day, man. Pound yen again, another one with full compression in here. Price moved to the downside. Again, no surprise whatsoever. Everything was compressed, as you can see basically here on the lines, and all of a sudden you have this massive drop in there. There's a chance still that price may want to go all the way below here. Again, on the lower time frame. Faden. Kalimera, Kalispera. What's up, man? Yeah, it's basically all the end pairs basically have reached almost the targets of the initial moves that you're looking for, which can still, there's still more room to downside, most likely. Again, it's a much better level where actually pound yen reacted now, comparing with what it was reacting a few months ago, in terms of looking for price to actually push even lower, and price may go closer into this level. Okay, especially if you break below this low, most likely you're going to also go all the way below that one. At least opens the door to do that in there. Yeah, I cannot really see anything in here. This was quite quick, nothing really. It's hard to see whatever is going on in there. All right, so that's basically what's going on in here. The drop, that level can be interesting. It may be above it. Yeah. Right, then what's your prediction, man? What are you looking for next week? What do you make of the yen pairs, euro, pound, and everything else? Aussie yen, that was another one that literally dropped all the way through. Even though we have a bit of the yen, the Aussie kind of pairs. Yeah, Aussie dollar also dropped. In here, we kind of broke now this trend line, kind of reacting a little bit from these levels, and we may go all the way a bit more towards there, which again, if price by any chance goes slightly higher in here, there can be a potential sell opportunity just once again. Okay, something in there can be interesting to look for, so that's something to bear in mind in here. Yeah, so that's something to bear in mind, which eventually could take us into filling all this structure in here. But definitely that level can be quite interesting. It did manage to break that high, which can still take us a little bit more into here. Okay, not going to ignore the possibility of actually Aussie yen still may want to go there, which could maybe go down first, react from here, and then go there. So that's just something to bear in mind. Again, these moves in the end, they've been quite aggressive, quite strong, which made sometimes maybe hard to trade in there. Yeah, our highs and lows are good. True. On the euro, I mentioned before, I think there's still a good level at the highs that maybe price could sell it, or we could sell from. And if we maybe break above this level, we could have that correction first before maybe price moving to downside. Of course, I would prefer if the lows maybe break this level or are reacting from a less good level comparing with where it is right now. Something like that could happen, filling this space and then maybe drop, and then maybe can go somewhere in there. Bigger picture, as I mentioned, kind of no, this was just a trend line, man. This is not a trade. But that's something to. What I mean is that this looks like compression, and there's maybe that trade opportunity in there. I haven't been active last week, man. Been just working on the other things, so I haven't really been trading. But yeah, euro dollar can be, well, the trade may be instead of selling from here to actually maybe selling from here and catching above it. So we'll see if that's not going to happen in there. I'll keep an alert in there for sure. I'll keep an alert. All right, so dollar CAD. Let's jump into the CAD, which again continued to move forward, now reacted from the demand zone. So it was a really good reaction from this demand zone. Again, there was this space in here, so price also reached one of the targets that we were looking for in here. Then the last one need to be there, but as long as this level holds, there's no guarantee that price just wants to continue to move forward. It can actually maybe go higher from here, and we are a bit stuck in this range now. Okay, we are a bit stuck in this range right now, which is going to be interesting. Okay, could be, again, can there's still more room to go down, the same way that can be a little bit more room to go higher if price starts turning from here and keep pushing to the upside in there. So price kind of reacted a little bit, or kind of respected that low. Yeah, again, it's a bit in the middle now, like the shorts and the target you're looking for, that's accomplished. This could have been a great sell opportunity after we broke these lows, kind of reacted from this level in here, could have been really good. Picking out this level top, pushing for the last move to downside towards this level. There's literally still spice in there. So yeah, this could have been a great sell last week or 2 weeks ago. Meanwhile, price is correcting a little bit, and you'll see now what's going to happen still around this level in here. Yeah, interest rate on CAD in Canada still remain the same at 5%, so nothing really changed in here. Euro CAD actually continued to move lower, okay, since we reacted from those highs in there. So it was a really good reaction, and basically everything in here, it looks a lot compressed, okay, and anticipation is maybe to continue to look for price to move lower. Okay, so that's basically what we are looking for at this stage in here. So we'll see what's going to happen. Again, these euro pairs maybe having a little bit of a correction now that euro index also feel that spice to the downside, so can be eventually some correction to the upside on euro pairs. But meanwhile, this euro CAD may actually continue. Everything here looks a bit more compressed, and we can go a bit more like that in there. Yeah, so that's a little bit of what we have. Dollar franc Swiss, it finally reached the target as well, and it turned beautiful. So we were looking all this time for price to take this level and take these lows and get closer to this extreme. Now, I was even with the potential of looking for the extreme of the extreme, but at least to test this structure in here, it was a level to pay attention to. And it's incredible the way actually these guys created that, right? They created this low, they went upwards, started to show indication that wants slightly to go higher, boom, another fake out, and since then it's just moving to the upside in here. And that's basically what we have. And there's maybe still the chance of price going one more time, maybe below this level, reacting from somewhere in here, and continue to push price even higher, which can take us into this range in here for price to go to. Okay, so that's something to bear in mind in here on the dollar franc Swiss. Yeah, that's definitely something to bear in mind in here, with the potential for price to, again, depending on where price may react from, an opportunity like this could occur until price goes there. Yeah, so that's something to bear in mind in here, since price finally reacted perfectly from below this low into a bit more of this structure in here. Yeah, it's a beautiful level. Even on the weekly, it's also quite good. So yes, nice. A lot of patience, but finally price is moving in there. What else do we have? Like gold. What do you make of gold? What do you think about gold, Pedro? Are you moving lower now after that crazy fake out, right? So we did manage to fake out all of it in here. What else do we have, right? So again, just even based on what we talked about last time, okay, we can maybe take in consideration the last demand zone, which either it's in here or actually it's in there, one of the two, okay, which is basically the opening. Yeah, maybe this one can be the one. Okay, which basically is already taken in here, unfortunately. So that's basically already done, and as price eventually creates something in here which comes here and then leaves this level behind, and eventually can react one more time from there. Yeah, that's basically done in here. Then price created this beautiful structure, which is basically where price has been reacting from. The remaining of this week. And then we also have this one in here, which is kind of bigger picture, where maybe is also one of the last flows that created this move to the upside in here. Okay, basically this level in there, something to bear in mind as well, which again, once again, it's been already touched in there, also already on the way down, so it was not left behind. This could have been a great short after price fakes out in here, breaks this trend line as well. Look at that. That could have been actually a great sell opportunity on gold in here. In alignment with this support resistance, there's another touch in there, which is quite good, to be honest. And then price just goes, fake out everything, all this structure, and then yeah, just reacts from it. So that could have been an interesting one on gold. And meanwhile, price is just moving. It's just moving lower at 245. $245 is above these levels. Is somewhere in there to go above all this? Yeah, maybe. There's maybe still actually something in here, or price has already reacted from it, question mark. Yeah. Then of course there is levels in here at the highs. Right, so basically again this actually will be taken by that one. Then you have the base of this one, which may have been already reacted from as well. Maybe not. Yeah, which is this one in here, which basically already reacted from that one. Or maybe not. Maybe something in here can be interesting. That one's already reacted from. There's maybe something in here. This one was already reacted from. That's maybe something in there. So yeah, so we'll see. Just take a look into that 245 that you mentioned. It's most likely based on that one. Yeah, that's maybe something on the tick charts that you're looking for. I don't really have that. My zone will be above that unless there's something in alignment with this demand zone. Yeah, it's maybe something in alignment with that one, which may be something in alignment with this one. Yeah. What about targets? What about looking for where should we anticipate gold to react from? Maybe that level, yeah, a little bit. Again, this is just an overview because maybe not all of it has been compressed. You can see these levels still fresh. There's maybe something fresh in there as well. There's maybe something fresh in here. There are a few levels that are fresh on this way up. Okay, so no surprise if price keeps respecting and kind of go up and down. So it's going to be interesting to see what may happen in here. And eventually price can go all the way to test these previous highs in here before maybe looking for a potential short if this is actually about to be the top. Okay, otherwise price may just continue to challenge and eventually even creates new highs in here. Who knows? Oil, yeah, oil got really close to the target as well. So initially reacted from the top of this level. It never broke this high, so again anticipation is to continue to look for the downside, and you're looking for price to get closer to this level. Okay, price is still reacting, not mistaken, still reacting a little bit from those lows in here, which kind of still has that demand zone in there. This is all of a sudden it's a triple bottom, so we'll see if this is a continuation or not. Price again, it still has this barrier that needs to kind of break to the upside eventually. If it wants to turn, it is kind of approaching this level in here. Okay, basically something like this could be the range that oil could be trading from. Okay, if you break above that, then you can anticipate to go there, but for now we kind of need to literally break above this level. Yeah, so we'll see what kind of opportunities are going to occur in here. Breaking above, kind of test, can even fake out one more time the lows and then go higher, or just kind of keep respecting, go, or just respect this and just moves to downside from here. And who knows then what's going to happen on oil, if by any chance we're actually going to create new lows from here. Okay, again, the buys were actually price reacted from, it was quite good. Okay, so it was not a bad level whatsoever where actually these guys reacted from. Yes, it's really kind of one of the last months that made all this move upwards. You had all this traction here with this size, kind of that again, that we're looking for that level. So yeah, let's see, a range or a break of the lows in here. Yeah, lower time frame, there's maybe something in here. Again, this was a really nice turn once more, kind of looks like it's going up, up. Took the last supply level, last fake out, and after that, nice turn in here. Yeah, so let's see how oil going to react from there, which then can take us into here. All right, what else? What else do we have with these guys? Like total market cap, so it's going in here. So total market cap is also lagging in comparison to Bitcoin. Bitcoin reacted or kind of reached this level already kind of 1 or 2 weeks ago. Now Bitcoin is already in here. Okay, that's basically where Bitcoin is, and total market cap is still in there. So again, this is a good level. The same thing, that the same reason it was a good level on BTC, it was also, it's still a good level in here. Okay, it's the base of this stronger level. So that will be the base, and BTC is at the extreme in there. Basically what I mentioned is this one, right? So BTC is already reacting from there. Total market cap is reacting from here. Okay, so again, that can be an interesting zone to see if there's any type of reaction that can be interesting or relevant. Kind of had a little bit of a break in here. But so far price is just bullish. There's no breaks, no breaks of lows, nothing whatsoever. Price just continues to go, kind of respected that level, continues in here. So yeah, it's an interesting one. It could react from here the same way that BTC could react from where it's approaching right now, that 44-45 mark in here. Okay, so again, BTC, it's reacting from a really interesting level in here. Okay, so it is a good level. Anticipate maybe some reaction somewhere in there. Maybe about to break some kind of trend line in here. I do like this range it's already creating. Okay, it created this kind of a range in here. It broke the downside first. Okay, broke to the downside, didn't really react it from the other from the other extreme, kind of, yep, it's maybe a little bit of a gap, maybe reacted from there, which may be something interesting in here, but again, nothing major comparing with this level. So we fake out, we broke the downside, reacted from that supply, reacted, and then we fake out the highs. Okay, now we do have a demand zone in alignment still with this zone in here, with this lower edge of this rectangle, which price could perhaps react from and continue to push higher. Okay, and the other side we have this level, which is in alignment with that one in there. Okay, so that's something to bear in mind, but we do have maybe this zone in here that maybe BTC wants to fill before maybe going higher. So there's maybe that opportunity to again trade within this range first and foremost, and eventually look for a potential target in there. If you are still bullish, maybe in here could be an attempt to look for that bullish opportunity, or if price by any chance finally comes below this level or somewhere in there, maybe you can look with a good PI, maybe you can look for a continuation to the upside. Okay, so that's something to bear in mind on BTC. Good range, broke below it, fake out the highs now, and yeah, one of the two things, like you can even short straight away from here, or can maybe fake out still this high in there, get a bit more closer to this zone, and then fake out like that, or not, maybe not so much. Can literally just do this towards this level, or as I mentioned, maybe a bit more closer to here. But that's maybe an opportunity more for either over the weekend or beginning of next week to pay attention to. And if price starts really turning in here, then for the remaining of the week, this could be a little bit of a zone to correct from, and maybe looking for price to maybe go back to this maybe 40k mark. Okay, so maybe trading in between this level could be a scenario in here, or by any chance just going to continue to be 100% bullish, and who knows then where it's going to. Ethereum again finally managed to break that high, as we already talked about, and yeah, looking for price to get a bit more closer to this structure in here. That's basically what we are looking for at this point. Where did it reacted from? Okay, it reacted perfectly from the supply, and I'm looking for price eventually to go even above the other highs in there, to yeah, to then move forward. Yeah, so that's basically it. Again, starts ranging a little bit as well. Nice drop that happened in there. Again, we do have this structure here that price could eventually go towards to or react from, but again, this may already been touched on the way away. Okay, kind of a breakout setup where price kind of broke above it, retested, and moved higher. So that's a bit weaker at this point. There's maybe this demand zone which may have already been touched on the way away, which can maybe from this one, so maybe a bit weaker as well, and then eventually start looking for price to go even lower in here. So that's just something to bear in mind in here. That's maybe this level the price could respect. It's maybe something above. Price could also respect. Price could do something like this. Okay, move lower, take these lows, maybe take even more of these lows as well. Okay, and then kind of move higher a little bit, and then finally to that type of a move that we are so well aware of, and then move down, maybe take that level, go closer to this level before maybe pushing price higher. Question mark is this the final zone? As we mentioned, that's still reacting from all those highs, which can take us into a slightly higher level on Ethereum. Okay, so price at this point is reacting from here, and there's maybe something a little bit more above it that price could eventually go towards to before it move down. Therefore, we could even fake out this high one more time in here. So all those things is something that we need to be aware of in here. Savannah just continues as well, kind of broke that structure, and you're looking for price to get a bit more closer to here. Yeah, that's basically kind of where price reacted from. This maybe that zone slightly higher at 79 or 80. It can be quite interesting. Yeah, what a move, right? What a great move in here. Just continuation to the upside. It respected that low, and we talked about it as well, kind of that double low when it was respected. It turned a little bit more bullish. If it had broken below it, that could be a bit more to the downside, maybe towards something in here. It respected it, and meanwhile just continues to go higher. Again, it starts compressing, which eventually could be a level to look for. Okay, if it turns, then price could go maybe somewhere in here before maybe continue to go higher. So that's maybe an opportunity, a trading opportunity in there. Yeah, so who knows? Right, then what are you looking at? Any other asset that you want to talk together? It's going to be a crazy busy week next week, like basically one of the last busy weeks of the year. A lot of data, a lot of central bankers' decision, and everything in between. Great support at Pep. What are you talking about? What does Pep means? What does Pep means? Maybe it is, man. Who knows? What are you talking about? Is this what you're looking for? Is that what are you looking in here? What do you want to make out of this? It's at this level, right? Which can it can still go slightly higher. Yeah, this was a nice turn altogether. What else do I have in here? In reality, it's maybe that one. Yeah, that can be something interesting. Should you be even looking for shorts in here? Do I have data to go all the way there? I do have data. Boom. Okay, this one a hold price. It's nothing really much in here. Alright, it's not really much in here. Price kind of reacts from the extreme in there, reacts from the extreme. This maybe this level. In here, I think where price is approaching now. Yeah, man, just it's nice sometimes to grab an empty chart and start just looking at levels. What else going on? Price never broke this fall, right? So that's kind of hold all this time. Yeah, I kind of respected that level. I don't really like anything in here. This one could be a good continuation setup. At around 0.0000000000001463, whatever zeros are in there. Yeah, that's an interesting one. It's an interesting one. Let's see how it reacts from there, to be honest. This could be all compressed. Price could go higher. Yeah. So this guy just took the low and reacted straight away, right? Trading in here. It'll be interesting to see the range that's been created in there. Netflix, not Netflix, Tesla back at it. What about Netflix? Netflix, great reaction since the earnings. Really good reaction from that level on the earnings, and yeah, can go higher. Definitely go higher. Meta, same bullshit. This was since last year, reacted nicely from this zone in there. Kept respecting this level in here. Yeah, looking for price to go slightly higher, to be honest. And we'll see what's going to happen next. You know, kind of broken here. There's maybe something in there. Is it reacting from a good level though? Yeah, not sure. But it broke something. No, broke an interesting structure in here with this break, which can take us into a good. It's maybe a potential short opportunity in there. You know, respect to this demand zone, which makes it a bit bullish. Yeah, maybe there's something in here. Maybe it could continue to range a little bit before going higher. Yeah, Google. What's going on with Google? We'll keep respecting this level in here. Let's gonna remove this. And then we have the extreme of the extreme in there. That would be kind of the other mark to look for eventually. This will respect that one. Something to bear in mind. We kind of broke also this level in here. Yeah, but we could go, right? We could definitely maybe go higher somewhere in there. And then turn. That would be much better. What's about NVIDIA? What's going on with NVIDIA? Is this the one that I'm looking at? No. Sure, if this is the one that I should be looking at. Maybe it is. Is this guy's? Yeah, I think that was a zone that we looked for. We closed there. After the earnings, it dropped. Yeah, there was the earnings in there. Exactly, it fake out the high and it dropped. Reached basically the target, the base of this level first. Good, interesting level still in here. Oh well. Oh well. Yeah, why not? Apple about to create all-time highs. New time highs in here. Fair enough. Alright guys, just rambling around. Thank you. Raiden, Ambo. Thank you very much, guys. Go enjoy your weekend. I'm going to recover my voice. Going to be crazy week next week. Again, dollar could go higher first, but there's going to be so much, expecting so much volatility that the move can happen quite quickly, and then Tuesday night after CPI, price may be already at one level. On Wednesday with the FOMC is going to be at another level, then Bank of England, ECB. Yeah, it's going to be one of those weeks. Yeah, Bank of England, and then on Friday still finish with manufacturing and services PMI, so it's going to be more liquidity or more volatility into there. Thanks, Ambo. Yeah, it's basically the last important week of the year. That's going to be it. All right. See you. I'll speak with you next week, and I'll be providing more updates on the group that yeah, it's going to be launched in a few weeks. Thank you. Bye bye. Have a good weekend.